Are you ready?
Yes!
Did you get your passport though?
Introducing a brand new companion for LARPers across the world, the LARP Passport. LARP Passport is a mini journal made to document your LARP adventures. Immortalize your beloved characters, relive memorable moments, collect keepsakes, gift custom stickers, and reflect on your experiences, preserving the magic of your journey long after the final scene fades. Crafted by enthusiastic LARPers, this pocket-sized journal was made to be a faithful companion for capturing your greatest LARP adventures and remembering all the friends you made along the way. Inside each passport, you can find 15 full-spread journal entries to record the details of your event, your character, game summary, emotional ups and downs, key takeaways, and highlights you want to remember. Track up to 20 LARPs at a glance with LARP Log, and have fun with custom templates like LARP Bucket List, Hall of Fame, LARP Bingo, and more. LARP Passport has been designed as a post-LARP ritual for personal reflection. Use the prompts provided to jot down your thoughts, feelings, and insights. Whether you're new to LARP or a veteran, this journal is made for you. The LARP Passport's compact size, just like a real passport, makes it easy to carry with you. Slip it into your pocket and you're ready to share it with your friends wherever your adventures take you. Every page tells a tale, and every memory becomes a treasure. Celebrate the stories, characters, and bonds that make LARPing truly magical.
Join us on the journey and start your LARP Passport today.
Планинский чайчик.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Well, welcome to another live stream of LARP stories by the LARP Passport. I hope everybody has a LARP passport, but if not, you can go to Back Arcade right now and get yours. The link, you can find it on the live chat on YouTube. So make sure to get it. Añalote's LARP passport is shining very much right now. Look at that.
Yes, it's so funny like me. But yes, also LARP passport is shiny.
Let me
So
put
if you like shiny, it's a great investment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or like leather-looking passports. It's not red.
All right. So
I can't wait to open it today.
yeah, today we have a special session. So today it's quite special. Today we have a special guest on LARP Story. You may have noticed also that I have a different background behind me. Some of you may have seen it elsewhere. But over there, there's a logo that is, I cannot move my finger. I cannot synchronize myself with my back. There it is. So there's a logo that you will recognize soon enough. So today's guest is Vivien Farkas, a LARP designer and game designer for the past 8 years or so. Maybe it's 9 now.
What?
Who we all know and love, and is also a very good friend of the LARP Passport team, and a good friend of us, which we are the team. And we participate in other projects together as well, and we do a lot of fun stuff together. Yes. What do you want to say about Vivien before Vivien appears on screen?
Such an amazing person and can imitate all sorts of birds. In honor of Vivien, I'm actually wearing a very birdie attire today. Ignore the horns.
Yes. Yeah, I was wondering what kind of bird has this headwear.
It's a post-apocalyptic world where this thing lives. It's fine mutations.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for Vivien to join, she must have lost the link or something.
Maybe it's
How
gonna be
could
like
we bring her in?
Santa Claus
Can somebody
boy.
text her the link so she can connect? Or maybe we can try something else. Let's do some LARP magic. Let's see. Open up. Spirit path. Spirit path. I call upon the spirit of Vivien Farkas. Oh my God, it worked!
That's
Wow.
amazing!
LARP passport.
It's
is
really magic.
You're a wizard!
A warlock.
Hello, Vivi.
Hey, hey.
How did this happen?
Welcome, everyone. I guess.
And now that Vivi has been
That
summoned,
is the most enthusiastic hello I've heard so far.
Hello.
I was just
Okay, this is
watching
close
the stream
second.
on my computer and like waiting for the guest and stuff, and just randomly appeared here.
it
Wow,
was a
magic.
spell of summoning.
Yeah,
So-
we used it from Spirit Path. Want to say something about that?
Yes. I can
Excellent.
definitely. About Spirit Path, like, ask me a more specific question. Like, yeah, it's my LARP.
Oh, that's why you appeared. That makes sense now.
What kind of LARPs?
What do you
design?
want to know about Spirit Path?
Valentina?
Yes. What kind of LARPs do you really like to design? Is it like more historical one, or is it like abstract black box?
Oh, that's a good point. I could actually introduce it. So that LARP was made for a project called Climate for All that might have been mentioned here before.
It has been. It has been.
Yeah.
All the same faces are in the other product as well.
Yeah. Product placement all the way.
And it is a very wholehearted starting kind of LARP where you play media of different spirits of nature who have to help Mother Earth to recover from being destroyed by human practices. So in some spiritual ways or mystical solutions, you have to basically save the earth from climate change.
Yeah.
Very
As
well.
a spirit animal, I totally condone it today. Yes.
Those who are
Simon.
following LARP stories may have heard more about it because it was the story that I presented last time, based on the artifact that I was holding, was an artifact from this game, from Spirit Path, from this LARP.
Yes. Wow. It really did call Vivien here.
Yeah.
An intimate call. So maybe Vivien, you can say a little bit more about who you are, what are you doing in life, and all that.
That's a very good question. That's what I'm trying to answer for myself for quite a while. So I have started my life career as an Egyptologist, and I studied as an Egyptologist, and as you can see, it definitely worked out.
Wait, really? You were studying ancient Egypt?
Yes, ancient Egyptian studies.
Is that the first time you're hearing this? You're friends for
Yes. We've known each other for years, but this is amazing.
Same with me.
Okay, so yeah, I guess even though we're friends, you're learning something completely new.
Look,
Yes,
but
Vivi
we
studied
know
Egyptology.
We know Vivi as a game designer.
Yes, usually what my friends learn about me, the last the last things that my friends learn about me is what I studied at university and my real surname. But because in the LARP community, like, there is this thing that I think has been mentioned in the previous stream as well, that people tend not to know each other's names. And when I applied for the Hungarian LARPs that I was attending with people that I already knew from the community, the organizers were like, who the hell is this person? So yeah. So I started my career as an Egyptologist, and I went as far as a bachelor's degree, which in this field is not quite useful because you need to get to a PhD to be acknowledged in this field.
Where's my
But
LARP knife?
yeah.
Oh, right, it's in my heart.
I have
But you
your
can LARP a professor.
Yeah. That's very true.
Valentina is holding an Egyptian dagger.
I don't know how Egyptian it is, but like it's just a LARP dagger.
Well,
I mean, it actually technically is my dagger, so we
Yeah.
found my dagger.
a
It's
Slovenian
not
dagger.
in my heart. Thank you.
But I mean, it depends on the context. So it can be an Egyptian dagger if you are about to do some weird Egyptian ritual that didn't really exist, but looks cool in a LARP.
Oh, now I
But-
would love to play Egyptian LARP from you.
Like, have you watched the movie The Mummy? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you do with a dagger, I guess.
Wait, what, mommy?
Not your
Oh,
mummy.
not that kind of mommy. Got it.
The movie, The Mummy. The M-U-M-M-Y. Not mummy, not the.
No, Antonis, I
child,
still
mommy.
don't get it enough. Can you go find some paper, so toilet paper, so you can showcase it a bit more, so I can imagine it better.
Let me see.
Oh, you actually do have. Are you using plastic? Oh, that kind of mommy. Thank you.
Yeah, that kind of mummy. See?
Wonderful.
Yeah. Keep talking. Nothing's happening.
Okay, so I found out that it's not useful unless I get a PhD. But a bachelor's degree might be very useful for LARP design as well. I have always dreamed of making a tabletop RPG that is ancient Egyptian theme, and with proper text and all that, and with a fantasy swirl kind of. So yeah, that's one of my projects that exist in my head so far. But also, so what I'm actually doing is basically this. Like I'm having some game ideas, and some of them get to be realized, and some of or like made, and some of them are still in the drawer. But yeah, my creative journey is a very experimental and very self expressive journey now, where I try literally anything that is like creative. I always wanted to do. Like I have started to work in office and things like that, and I mean I got burned out, so I found out that it's probably not for me. So now I'm experimenting with literally everything that I'm passionate about. So I'm designing LARPs. I also have a coffee page where I started to sell my LARPs. And what else? What else? Oh, I started to stream because I also
Yes.
thought that my thoughts on game design and narrative design that I gathered in the time I was like operating as a game designer might be interesting in video games as well. And I'm also like a regular nerd, so why not streaming it? So that's what I'm doing.
Regular nerd.
Yeah.
Loving this. So where's your dice?
Nice.
Die. Rolling a die.
When you
Why
throw
do
a little cube and then something happens based on it.
No.
Oh.
No, but one thing that I wanted to discuss actually is you mentioned you spent the past few years
Yes.
trying to answer the question who you are.
Yes.
For me, one of the most important elements of a LARP is that you basically embody or play different types of characters, and through that, you see the world through a different pair of eyes every time you play a different character.
Mm-hmm.
And that has like a perhaps on a superficial level, at least if you don't explore it further, but it still does have this introspective, transformative power. So it can help you to find out more about yourself through the eyes of other lives that you're playing.
Yes.
Do you want to comment on that?
Like, I think LARP helped me a lot to be more extrovert, maybe, or more social. Yeah, social. That's a better word for that. So LARP helped me insanely to become more social and more, confident. And I see some sort of pattern in it when I'm not really playing LARPs. And usually, like nowadays, I'm not really playing LARPs. I'm facilitating LARPs, and I don't attend LARPs like just as a player. And I see the difference, because when I was actively LARPing, I was incredibly social, and my self-confidence was a lot higher and things like that. So yeah, that's amazing when you're playing LARPs. That's in most cases that's a safe space. I say most cases because I come from Hungary, so I have tales to tell about safe space and trigger warnings and stuff like that. But usually, like my very first time when I felt like I was pushed out of my comfort zone when I went to a LARP was the second time I went to a LARP, and also this was the first time when I was at the LARP as an organizer. So I just went to.
Your first LARP was basically where you organized it as well.
No, my second one. So when I went to my first LARP, I was a player, and I went. I just went there and got to know new people, and the group of people like just came to me and said that they are recruiting more organizers. So actually, if I'm interested in that, I could try it. So that's how I got to this group of people that are organizing this Tolkien-based LARP in Hungary. And even though I'm not into Tolkien, I'm sorry, I don't like Tolkien. But I genuinely loved the idea of LARPing, because I was always like that, kind of kid, and even in early adulthood, that I always had my very vivid imagination of everything, basically like fantastic worlds that I loved, and I found LARPing as a hobby, and I was like, damn, this exists. So I jumped into it because I loved it so much, even though it was Tolkien. But I mean, the fantasy part was still good. And I went there. So my second LARP where I went was my first LARP when I organized. And I played a pretty prominent role. Like I was someone who ran for being some sort of political leader. and the whole LARP started with the funeral because our like Baron, was that Baron? I think something like that. So he died, and
Dum, dum, dum.
and there was a huge group of people, like 100, around 100 people, like that's a regular big scale LARP in Hungary, around 100 people. And they were there as the attendants of the funeral. That's how the whole thing started. And my task was to, like, in character, to realize that the Baron was murdered, and somehow make them to know. And I remember I shouted so loud, like I was, that shocked that it's a murder, and I put all the effort into it, and I saw the people around me silence, crickets, and I became so shocked that, oh my god, no reaction, and I started to panic. And it lasted for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, not minutes, seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. And I turned to the wife who played the wife, that NPC, and I started to make a quarrel, like in public. So I somehow, somehow rescued myself from the deep water, but it was like, woo, I'm still shaking because I was just so damn shocked at the moment. So, and after that, I went on, like, I never really went on playing this sort of cunning and witty character, because I know that I'm not good at it. Like, usually especially at these fantasy LARPs, people are playing such characters, and I'm really not good at it. So I usually do something like a more vulnerable character, like I don't know. I like the stereotypical naive woman character, for example.
Damsel in distress.
Also, because this is comfortable for me.
Mhm.
And also,
but you
Yeah.
also like to go very in depth of a character. Like we had one common LARP experience, if you remember. Antonis was playing a robot where it was very intense. I don't remember the name of the
Yeah.
LARP, so fill me in.
The white room, was it?
No. It was the Ajax project.
Yeah,
Ajax.
Project Ajax. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's it. Holy moly, that was intense, and I'm very grateful that you're also kind of a person who likes to go deep with the characters. Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah, that was it was a very tough LARP experience. Why I actually went there was my reason was that I also wrote a LARP with characters who had amnesia, and I wanted to try as a player how it feels like. And even though the setting was totally different, I still, wow, I loved it. It was really one of my very best LARP experiences.
Let me try a different view since we are two.
And
Does this look? No, it doesn't. How about this?
Yeah, it looks nice.
I don't like it. Oh, okay, let's go back to
let's
this.
just keep
Equality. No, joking. But yeah. So what do you go after in the LARPs that you write?
when I write. Well, it depends, because most of the times,
Right.
most of the
And
times,
you're frozen.
I
Okay,
have
you're not.
a what?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're back now. I just have I just remembered how it was last week with
That
from
week was
Germany.
amazing. Yeah.
The event coordinator and
Yeah.
organizer
The
from
technology was
Realms of
really good
Mythology.
this week.
Yeah, I remember.
Sadly, from
Yes.
Germany, which means the internet was funky,
At least.
but it was a lovely stream. But sorry, please continue.
So usually I have a spark of an idea, just like a very little piece of idea, and I just follow that. Usually it's like, you know, my main interest is something from my main interests, and then I just follow that. I follow my gut, and LARP appears. But sometimes actually, no, I can say that most of the times it's something from my everyday interest. Like, for example, uh, the other game that is in Climate for All, and also there's a cultural identity version for it. It's Election Day. Is is inspired by Hungarian politics. I'm also writing a LARP on Hungarian politics. Like, its election day it's a little more serious, sort of, but it usually becomes fun because the players make the world around themselves. But
Mm.
it's, let's say, it's more educative. It has a more educative purpose on fake news and political agency. But also, I'm writing another LARP which will meant to be how is it called, political satire. So it's based on a very hilarious Hungarian scandal, and I want to make it like as ridiculous as possible. So that's, for example.
That sounds
I
amazing.
Yeah,
Political
I
arms.
would love to. Like, it's going to be also chamber LARP, because I usually make chamber LARPs. I think this information hasn't been revealed yet. So I started with this big scale fantasy LARPs, but I shifted more to chamber LARPs because I love chamber LARPs more as a player also, and also as a game designer.
Yeah, in the off case that we have a viewer in this channel that doesn't know what a chamber LARP is, maybe you can tell.
Yes, the chamber LARP is not like the big scale fantasy LARPs that has a longer duration, like an entire weekend or an entire week, even sometimes. A chamber LARP is like what how is it called, a drama class? What's the
Improv theater? Or...
Yeah, improv theater. It's more like that, so it can be run in just a couple of hours. I usually design chamber LARPs of 4 hours,
Intense experience.
which sometimes also these are sometimes considered long, and I'm like,
Yeah, I would say inside the LARP ecosystem, it's like 4 hours is tiny. But
Yeah.
outside, it's like, what? You're going to do something more than 2 hours and you expect people to come?
yes. But
Story of my
sometimes
life.
I have attended like 6 hours chamber LARPs, when usually they are
Yeah, but
connected
you're
with
a
something.
LARPer, you know.
Yeah.
You know what this is. We know that like I for example know that like an 2-hour LARP is like, you know, just enough to get me started, you know, in being
Yeah.
immersed into the character and stuff. And if it's longer, even better. And it is not a pain for me to take, you know, a full day to structure around going to a LARP that maybe takes 8 hours.
Yeah,
But for
before,
someone who hasn't been,
yeah, before getting into LARPs, I was playing RPG games, and I remember there was a time where we played the same campaign for an entire year. Not an entire year without leaving the house and all that, but it's, you know, meeting every week for anything between 5 to sometimes 10 hours for an entire year until we completed like the full storyline and all that. And that's not a rare case. when it
Yeah.
comes to role-playing games. So especially
Yeah.
when we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
But you also remember when
Yes, I do.
no, when we visited a friend, a couple in
Yeah.
Berlin, and the guy was sitting at the desk, and his partner told us that he's been playing for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely possible. And in Hungary, there are also LARPs for. It's usually the airsoft LARPs that are like 24/7. So you go there and you're playing during the night too, and and you are supposed to, like, if you don't want to play during the night, you put some sign on the tent that you are out of game while you are sleeping. But if you don't put it there, or it's not visible enough, then fun stuff can happen. So like there were stories around the, I guess, an urban legend, but I don't know, a girl who slept half naked and was like attacked during the night, and she was like grabbing the weapon, jumped out of the tent, and like shooting everyone down, and went back to sleep and things like that.
Wow, that's intense. Yeah, the one LARP that we go to every summer with Valentina, Gimle LARP. There it's also it lasts for 3 days and a half. So it is 24 hours, because in Sweden we go there and it's basically, except of like 2 or 3 hours in July, it's light and it's amazing. So you can actually crawl around and everything and steal stuff, which is very fun. But by default, because of that, the tents are always off. So whenever you find a tent, if the door is not open, some LARP tents or like medieval tents, they have this flap that opens up and it creates like an internal space as well where you can role play. But if that's not open, no, it's an off tent, specifically because of that.
But people
So
can hang
people
out
have
pretty much like till the very, very early hours of the morning, like around the fire, and it's still in game. So basically, if you need like a little bit like of a like night LARP play, you just go around camps and see like if there are any people are sitting around the fire or in the stands, maybe listening to them or like joining them. It's a really, really nice experience. LARPing during that, yeah.
There are different worlds though, eh? Because I'm I mainly work as a facilitator, and getting people to come for anything that is longer than 3 hours is really asking for too much. And then we're talking about RPG games and LARPs, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just going to be 3 days, don't worry.
Yeah, people pay for that many days experience.
Yeah, people get disappointed if it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the expectation management, of course, but yeah. Ooh, that actually brings me. Weren't we supposed to bring certain artifacts with us for today's stream as well?
Indeed. Did you bring anything?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course we did.
Then, okay, I'm curious about Valentina's.
Yes. Do you want me to start?
Yes, please.
Now, as you gave a hint in the camera,
Yes.
ooh, something is there.
It's actually from the Gimle LARP that Anya just told you about. It's handmade pendants of my character, who is a priestess and a warrior as well. And the thing is about this, it's actually handmade. My good friend from Netherlands made it for me from actual iron. And yes, it's a basically sign of my religion in game, and a lot of artifacts, a lot of pendants, a lot of things about this religion come with this sign. It's a Diomondran religion sign, and
The one and only.
The one and only true God, exactly, the double-sided God. And if you are to visit and attend this LARP, this summer is going to be the last LARP of the campaign. So I'm super excited, but also a little bit sad, and it's really nice that I have so many memories about it, and also like artifacts that I can carry home and enjoy with my friends, and just remember it. And it's really close to my heart, and I like it very much.
Gimle is a fantasy LARP that has costumes and all that, right? So
yes,
it's not a
it's a fantasy 360 LARP. With you can interact with pretty much everything, and as Anya said, you can also LARP like 24 hours per 7, like 24 hours per like 3.5 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anya also.
My story is it's actually from that LARP as well. I brought an artifact. We are very in sync today. It's a ring. I bought it in Netherlands, actually.
Okay, also that.
I see some similarities.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a ring that my character that I have played there for it's almost a decade at this point, like 9 years. Yeah, always wears. It's a ring from Daniela Griffin. The faction of Griffins is red, and she used to be the leader of it before she got dethroned and all the things. Too long of a story, not gonna go in it. But yeah, it's something that always puts me into that character. For some reason, I realized that if I have a chunky ring, especially this one works really nicely because it has like a certain weight to it, and I put it on my finger, I immediately start feeling like royalty in that LARP. But that's probably because I've played it for 9 years like this.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, but it was a fun run, and I'm super excited about the last one. So yeah.
Cool. Maybe we should run a stream after Gimle ends, and you can talk about the entire experience of all the years you've been playing this particular thing, and we can fill the LARP passport with the outcomes of the whole experience, and not just a single session or memory.
I actually got a tattoo commemorating these LARP experiences. And every year I add some things to tattoo so I can remember it. Yeah.
So what about you two? What did you bring?
I brought this character sheet of I cannot. I don't have something today. So it's a character sheet describing a character that is a climate activist, and it has a prompt.
Is this from Election Day? Oh no!
Somebody get it! Yes.
I love these character sheets. They were amazing to fill out and play with.
Really? Yeah. They're easy to understand, which is not always the case when it comes to LARPs.
Really? Yeah, they are very nice to understand.
Oh, wait, in the first LARP Alchemy, which was my first introduction to LARPing in general, there were people from the French LARP scene, and they were talking about, the common thing there is you have 20-page characters. Like, what the... this is a single sheet, one page only, one side only, that describes your character. It has the what you call it, like the what the character is, what's the feature of the character, the archetype. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, which in this case is a climate activist. It has a single paragraph that gives the gist of the character, and then it has fields that you can fill in, like your character's name, the causes that your character is fighting for. It describes some pre-existing relations that you have that create this kind of drama that exists inside the game that is based on relationships between characters. And it also has, the different... the game depends on having different types of groups that you belong to and advocate for or against or whatever, and that drives the whole plot of the entire game. The game is essentially the players all together craft a imaginary world, and then in this world there is an election campaign, and there are different things that are happening that reveal very interesting behavioral patterns and very interesting outcomes.
But why is this particular character sheet important to you personally?
Because it's a climate activist, and I identify with that character.
I think you played it, right, in this game?
Yeah, I played this game, 3 or 4 times in different editions, and I played completely different characters every time. When did I play was it the first time that I played the climate activist?
I don't remember.
I know.
It's been a year.
I was in the run where you played a cockroach. Antonis literally made like little tiny paper arms as a cockroach, and you really went into the role. It was... I still have a picture of it. I don't know if you know, I took a photo of you actually during the game because I was like, I need blackmail material for later. I'm joking. It was such an amazing creative costume. I was like, I gotta remember this moment.
Yes, I did went in. One thing that I wanted to go last actually because yes, that's true. Okay, let's go with yours, and then we go back to election day because I want to go deeper into that.
Okay. So this is my beautiful pair of gloves. Because the LARP that I was organizer at, the one that I mentioned before, is held every February, which is actually cold-ish in Hungary. Climate change. Hello. So, but definitely, I need gloves for that, and like I think it's also in the rules that if you're a sword fighter, you need to wear gloves for some reason. I don't.
It's a bit. It depends on the sword. For some types of swords, it can be a better grip.
LARPs,
but it really depends on the glove. These are
yeah,
the glove. The sword is slipping away from this.
Yeah, it's not.
These are not sword gloves.
This is not good for sword fight, but it was very good. Like it fit my character. Like it was a dark elf general called Olus Shishrad, and I played her throughout several games. I think 3 games in a row, like 3 consequent years, and it was also like a very much out of my comfort zone character, but I loved her a lot. Like I painted my entire face black, and I had the wig and all that. Actually, I have a profile picture on Facebook where I'm like this. And I remember the second year I played this character, my mother also came with me to the game, and she was in the tavern, helping out the other girls in the tavern. But while we were dressing up, and I already masked myself and put on everything, and my mother just casually came into the room and looked at me, and she was like, "What? Is this my child?"
Did she recognize you?
For first, she didn't even recognize me. Just she needed a couple more seconds. So yeah, it was lovely. And what else? I remember with this character what I wanted to do, and it kind of stayed with me, is that it was she was a dark elf. Like we know dark elf society how it works, and it's pretty patriarchal and things like that. And yes, that's the one.
For the photo.
That's exactly the one.
Oh my god, that's an amazing dark elf.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Indeed.
And I wanted to play it decently as well. And I told the other organizers, look, we have a couple of guys, we have a bunch of guys who applied as dark elves. So what if I bring leashes to the game, and to show them my my superiority, I start the game by putting a collar on them and the leash. And they were like, "No way, you're you're very out of touch with this. Please stop. You're not going to do this." And I was like, "Why?" And then, which was actually funny, it was another year when there was a group of travelers, human travelers, who had a dwarf with them. And one of the organizers came up with the idea to make it look more realistic. What if you bring the dwarf character as your captive? And the guy was freaked out because he was a first-time LARPer. and he was like, "Yeah, what if no?" But yeah, she realized that it wasn't proper to suggest. But it was funny that they didn't let me to play out a dark elf properly. And at the same time, they are going to enslave a dwarf for humans.
Fun.
Yeah, it's very racist, actually.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it
That
was
is
fun.
that is quite a story. Thanks for sharing it. I really like this stream. I'm learning so many new things about you.
See, learn things about your friend. The best way to learn things about your friends is have a live stream and talk about LARP experiences.
But usually, we talk about game design.
True.
Yeah, so let's, I don't know, make a, or organize a couple more live streams.
Well, we will. Oh, which brings me to the topic. Let's organize more live streams. We will organize more live streams because
Exactly.
we do have an announcement to make about the LARP passport. It is extended for another 2 weeks. The campaign on BackerKit is extended for another couple of weeks, so you still have a few more days than usual than you initially expected to get your LARP passport. Let me post the link once again here.
In case you missed it.
Yes, in case you missed it the first time, now you didn't.
And then, you can actually read your friends' LARP.
Yeah, what happened to
Anya?
Are you in Germany?
Are you still with us? Anya Lotta, are you still with
Anya.
us?
Yeah, Lotte, did you manifest yourself in Germany?
Can you hear me?
And the audio is not working. Oh, we're back to technology playing games against us.
But I heard all of you the whole time.
You're back.
Interesting. So start
Yes.
again, please.
I just said that if you buy LARP passport, then your friends can fill it out, and then you can open it up and talk about the random page you find in there, because it's super
And you don't need
cool.
a live stream to learn about your friends' LARP experiences.
Yes,
you can,
that
of
was
course,
my
if you choose to, you can do a live stream. But you can just read your friends with their permission. Just to we don't advocate for stealing your friends' private passports or whatever just to get to know about. Just ask them.
These are LARPers that you're talking to, because in LARP we usually have stealing mechanics, and we are very fond of only stealing stuff that has the stealing mechanic. Except if the ribbon is red and then your crown is also red, it does not.
And your friend also has a red ribbon because he's a guard.
Then people constantly make jokes if they can steal you because you're just happen to have red on yourself. Yeah,
As a fan, yes, color. Yeah, that was funny.
my crown was stolen a few years.
Yeah, we reached the point where you're laughing with an inside joke that we don't understand, and the audience definitely doesn't.
It's not an inside joke.
It's an outside joke.
I also get it as a regular LARP.
Yes.
Why don't I get it? Because you
weren't on any longer LARPs yet, Antonis.
Oh yeah, that's
you only
true.
played shorter chamber LARPs.
Yeah, we need to change that. I've only played chamber LARPs so far.
Yes,
that is a crime. That should be a crime.
Why do you think we've been inviting you to Gimlet for like half a year?
But life happens. Anyway, I will go to a longer one, so I can learn inside jokes that if you play long-term LARPs. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to do today is I wanted to experiment with this. Is since we've all played one game that Vivi designed, like for example Election Day, we can have a discussion about that, and we can write on our passports live. Ideally, when one person is talking, the other person is writing. Otherwise, the audience will experience a magnificent silence.
Or writing ASMR.
Right. Uh-huh. So
we can also just use the spreader as prompts.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's see. We go. LARP title. It's Election Day. Is that wait?
Spirit Path. I haven't
Spirit
played.
Path. You prefer Spirit Path?
I haven't played Election Day.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Valentina hasn't played Election Day, but has played Spirit Path.
Okay, so then we've all played Spirit Path. Let's talk about that. Spirit Path. Right? Anielotti, you played Spirit Path.
Yeah, no, I did play it. Sorry for the stare, but yeah, I did play it. It was just an earlier version, I think.
No, that was the latest version. What you played?
Oh, okay.
Not the one in the basement, the one in Ravka.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, on LARP Alchemy. No,
Yeah. No.
wait.
No.
No, it was an art
was,
training.
Yeah,
Yes.
the training.
For Climate
The
for All.
facilitated training.
You know, with the
Because-
board and stuff.
Yes,
the one.
yes.
Okay.
That's the one.
So let's go. LARP title, Spirit Path.
I think he's writing.
I am writing, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Spirit Path. Yay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can skip the location.
Location, Ravka's Drui.
Or, no.
For me, it was Germany, I think.
Ah, even better.
Yeah, you played in Berlin.
LARP character.
Which one was your character?
What on earth did I play? I forgot.
I think I played the yellow one. So, wait.
Which
I have
spirits are there?
Let me see.
But
That's
we
why
haven't
you should
decided
use the
yet.
LARP. See, that's why a LARP passport is useful. So you can fill it in right after you play the LARP passport. And then a year later, you don't have to try to remember what color was my thing.
Or what if you don't try to remember the color, but the nature aspects? It is connected to?
I think I was Sky Solaris, the yellow spirit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the
Then that
annoying
was-
one.
What?
No, I'm joking. In our run, we had, I think, a little bit of a beef with the Solaris. I think I
Okay.
was Water.
Water was Will Waterborn.
No, I was not that.
Were you like Erin Eirison, the spirit of wind?
Yeah, I think I was Wind. Yeah, that sounds like me. I always, if I had to pick like one thing from like superpowers or something from the series or movies, I would pick the power of winds. Yeah.
So this is definitely possible. I remember one of the Greek guys was the animal spirit communicator.
Finfarrier.
He was he was amazing. He played it was super good, and he was a first time LARPer, which amazed me. So
Yeah, but he was an experienced actor.
oh,
And that helps a lot. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
he's a theater actor.
that's
I
why
think
he was
it's easier if you like play.
Acting.
yeah, not just that, but the random photo shooting that we had at the cafe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, LARP summary. We saved Earth.
That's the outcome. It's not the summary. We saved Earth.
Okay. We saved Earth, comma, traveling from an island to an island.
The Earth was gray.
And
Due to
choosing,
climate
I
change.
think I remember choosing which like what things to save, what things we cannot save. Was it was challenging in that part. You have, as a spirit, I think you had your own objective, but then there are other people who were like, having their own objective, and you had to like achieve as many objectives and also save the Earth and islands. I think it was, for me, it was actually quite. How to say, like imaginative, because it's like abstract in a way LARP, and you as a spirit act as however you want, and you can also like explore your inner child. And I think I was exploring it because I was like, yeah, I'm a spirit, I'm a Sky Solaris, plus I really liked my spirit name, so it was fun.
Let's do the meters on the bottom of the card. This one. Where are you? Here. The intensity level, I think it was medium to low.
what does intensity mean in this case?
I mean, what does intensity mean to Antonis in this case? We intentionally left it blank,
I
like
see.
non-defined. Yeah.
Yes. intentionally left the intensity level.
For me, it would be a little bit confusing. Like if it's not described to me, I go crazy when I have to figure it out myself. What the hell intensity means here?
No, but I know what you mean. But for example, for me, intensity can mean two things. Here, that's why we left it blank, because it can be either a emotional or intensity of the game, or it can be the physical intensity of the game.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I
But
have these two divisions, and this LARP for me was not physically intense. I mean, it was a chamber LARP. It was in a room, so but it was emotionally. It was very. The game per itself wasn't the thing giving me intensity. It was the co-players playing and creating drama between ourselves that gave the intensity.
Yeah.
So yeah.
well, there is the immersion level, which is next, which that's more or less how I differentiated from intensity. Intensity was how difficult or how complex it was to play, and the immersion for
Yeah.
me is how emotional it was for me. So for my or how much I was into the character.
Yeah, into the
And I put
character.
the
That's
immersion
the
level mid to a bit more.
60%.
Yeah, like 60% or so, because I felt immersed into the character, but it wasn't like difficult or complex or something like that. So the intensity level, I kept it low.
so you correlate feeling emotions in a character with how deep you are in the character, actually.
For me, yeah, they're very much intertwined for me. Yeah.
For me, it was,
I've been to immersive LARPs where I haven't felt that many like intense emotions, but it was very immersive.
Was that because you're dead inside?
no.
Oh, I just have a resting queen face.
For me, it
So
was
for
quite
you, Valentin?
immersive. Yeah, for me, it was quite immersive. For me, like a lot of people. I mean, I do enjoy abstract LARP, and I also do enjoy the realistic 360 LARPs where you can interact with everything. I think for me, immersion level would be like a little bit higher than the half, so you can see it. I already like wrote in a lot of things inside, but I would say like I think it's a very nice game for like very close friends who feel comfortable among each other. To I feel like for me, at least for my character, it was embracing your inner child, like mostly, and it will be very fascinating to see other people's inner children, because when it also reminded me of my childhood, because when I was a child I played many games where I pretend to be like a spirit of nature or like a spirit of animals, and it really spoke to like inside of my like soul. I don't know how to say it, but it was really cute. Also, I mean, you had obviously a problem, but also somehow it just awoken my inner like kindness and carefreeness, and all these imaginative things.
I'm so glad to hear this, because I remember like at the time when you played it, we were most likely to give technical feedback, and it
Yeah.
didn't really come up. So it's lovely to hear it finally.
after a year.
See, that's why we need the LARP passport. That's why we need the live streams. That's why.
That's why you need the LARP passport.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, for similar reasons, I would put the comfort level, which is like the fourth quadrant. I would put it relatively high. I could put it at 85% or something. 84.7. So yeah, that's a very easy and comfortable game to play, I would say. And enjoyment level, it's also high, because it's a lighthearted game, even though it deals with a serious topic. It's lighthearted. What did you put in the enjoyment and the comfort?
For me, I put comfort also very very high, like I think almost fully, because it was very comfortable. It wasn't physically tiring me. It was nice. And for the enjoyment level, I think I did not get as immersed as I could in that run, because it was the first time I played it after it was completely redone. And it was sort of, I was really focusing on the mechanics of it. More looking from a game designer perspective. So I wrote enjoyment level. It was like this. Can you even see it? Yeah.
Can we see it?
But it also mostly came from the cars, because I really enjoy, like here focusing on the cars specifically. I really enjoyed the actual mechanic with the cars. Oh my god, it's so hard to describe it without giving away too much. But basically, there is a mechanic of how the world will react to things, and you discover it while you take cards out of the envelopes.
Yeah, I also remember that.
On different positions around the room, so it was it was very lovely regarding that.
For me, like maybe like because I play different runs and also like different stages of the game, I remember like the spirit dance around the islands, and like in the beginning, it was also very like nice, and somehow it like mostly stayed with me. Yes.
Spirit dance. What was that about? Did we have a spirit dance?
I don't know, but I think I had it. Or just
was that the character? Was that getting to the character workshop?
No, I think it was like after the getting in the character workshop.
So the LARP part, okay.
Yes. Yes.
How do you note we have the what did your character feel, and we have emojis there. That's the last part of the page. How do you note yours? Like, do you circle them? Do you color them?
I circled them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or like you underline them. And you also have to empty ones at the very end.
Yes.
Where you can actually make your own emoji inside.
Yes.
So if you want to put a bunny there, that's allowed.
I'm inclined to color them. That's why I'm asking.
If you want, I get some.
Yeah, get me markers.
I think the time is around 5 seconds.
Yeah, we're a bit over an hour, but I mean, this is pleasant.
Yeah.
For us, at least.
It's like 1 hour for streaming is.
Yes.
It's a bit too short. I mean.
If you're preparing to watch it, it feels long, but if you're doing it,
no.
It's like LARPs.
Yes. Exactly. So I also have this if you want to. You're doing it like a barbarian. First you choose a color from my sheet.
Is this something a barbarian does? First of all, do not downplay barbarians. Barbarians are also artists and good people. I was almost always playing barbarian in D&D, so.
Me too. I have a barbarian character, and she is very intelligent and amazing, and would never do something like that.
Well, I do because it's my own choice how I fill in my passport. Okay.
Okay. But just tell me my color sheet.
Oh god! When I'm gonna be doing a story out of this stream, I know which part I'm gonna take.
Okay, so I did color mine nicely.
And I also put stickers because I finished.
Oh yeah, stickers! Let's put stickers! Yay! Stickers! Because we have stickers.
In your stickers. Or,
I used all of them. Oh no, they are in the other table.
I can showcase the stickers meanwhile.
I also
Designed by Valentina.
We do have stickers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you get your LARP passport on backer kit, they do come with a set of stickers, which some that you do not normally get in the commercial.
It's genres. Yes.
Which one?
And then from Bibi, designed these ones to be shared to your friends. Woo. And the ones to embellish the LARP passport with, actually.
I think for this Spirit Path journey, I will put this sticker if you can see it. I think it's really encapsulates the experience.
I think I need different stickers.
Excellent choice. What?
I need different stickers.
The small ones. You need the small stickers. I
Yes.
think you don't have those.
It's okay.
because you lost
I'll
them.
use the magic one.
Okay.
So I use this one. It actually fits so well on the passport. Not only the size, but the colors fit so nicely that I really like the stickers with the passport.
Of course, Valentina and Vivi are amazing artists. So
Yes, that is true.
I think I just remembered something that we promised collectively about my my actions if we surpass every €1,000. Right?
Yes. Let's remind people that.
What?
I just remembered because I was looking here with this where you can also place a stamp, and I was like, oh my god, no.
In the very first stream, we promised that if we surpass, what was it, 1,000 euros?
3,000. 3,000 euros.
3,000. If we surpass 3,000 euros on the Backer Kit campaign, Angelotta will stamp the forehead.
Yes. Again.
And I also will make a special sticker pack for the backers. You know, their actually wishes and desires can be put in stickers and can be printed and sent to them with the LARP passports. But we're still waiting for this for 3,000 euros.
For the stretch goal to be reached.
Yes.
Yeah.
So extra
But
motivation.
we have some ideas already. And are getting excited about producing new sticker sheets. Although these are very sufficient for the LARP passport. I love them. And I can't wait to find someone onto whom I can actually place a sticker. Which one was I think I was planning to use a little knifey. Like, you know, before the LARP, you just go to your in-game opponent and you know, just give them a little sticker of a bloody knife. Nothing that will set the mood better.
Yeah, I cannot think of a better example.
Yes.
Anyway, there's the second page. Let's finish this and then we can end the stream nicely. So the second page has the experience in 3 words. Still talking about the spirit path. My first word. Yeah, go, Valentina.
For me, it's imaginative, emotional, and awakening.
Wow.
I'm putting earth because it's climate change related, creative, and light-hearted. What did you put, Angelotta?
I put mechanical because I was really focusing on the mechanics. Teamwork, because it was a cooperative game. And Ouija, the Ouija board. I've never played with Ouija board before, so it was a memorable experience. It was lovely because the spirits responded.
Yeah, they actually did.
Which brings me to the most memorable scene.
Well, you already know mine now. The afterlife responded to me. It's amazing.
There were a lot of improvised moments and a lot of funny encounters there. So there was a guy, the one I was saying before is an actor. There is a character who intentionally played a very slow character, let's say.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Asking questions again and again and again. The same questions.
Wasn't that the Solaris character?
Oh, was that one?
I remember feeling frustration during the game in character.
He played the medium for the animals, the red one.
Yes, animals. Yeah, that's true. So then the oracle at some point, I don't remember the exact words, but it was like something like the spirit says, "Make up your freaking mind right now." It was there was more vulgarity used, but
Yeah.
let's keep it respectful to the stream.
I think it was something like I kind of remember because I of course I mean I channeled the spirit's
Yes.
message.
This is true. It wasn't a LARP. It was a real life experience.
And the spirit said, "Do it," and
Yeah. What was your more memorable moment?
Anya?
Oh, it was when the spirits answered. Yeah, that was fun, and I do remember that I felt a lot of frustration in around that Ouija board. I mean, the character felt a lot of frustration. It was supposed to be a straightforward communication with the gods, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that
It
was
made the
lovely.
game fun.
I didn't to be honest, I usually don't. I have to get used to expect a lot of different things from my players. Like I was like, making the atmosphere so esoteric, so mystical, and that was the warm-up activity when first time in character you gather surrounding the Ouija board, and I'm saying you can ask them anything you want. Now this is your time. You can connect to your spirits. And one of the players his first question was, "Where did I lost my car keys?"
Yes, can happen.
And I was like, okay.
Yep.
But it's funny because actually Valentina has very different experience.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really like what you really like about LARPs, even when you replay it, like even if you have like this kind of like one LARP and you play it with multiple groups, the experience can be like totally different from one group to each other. We noticed it when we were running the LARPs for like in playtest, for other LARPs, which is very funny. Like everything depends on the dynamic of the group.
Yeah. So the last question is, what stayed with me?
Well, Valentina hasn't answered for the
Oh, yeah,
most
just-
memorable.
I think
Right,
I told
yeah.
you, I told you before that for me it was the movement and the spirit dance, and just
okay.
the aspect of moving in a spirit way.
Oh, okay. So this was it in general. Okay, cool. So the last one?
Yeah, we're almost 15 minutes over, so let's not keep it too long. I think an hour-long live stream is for our things is fine. I guess the audience can confirm that. But yeah, the last question is, what stayed with me? Highlights, life lessons, regrets, etc. So what do you have?
For me, it's embracing my inner child, the sunny like personality of a spirit that I embodied, and also the kindness. Like my character thing was quite naive in a way, but like in a good way.
Yeah, for me, it's respect spirits that answer to you through Ouija.
Okay.
And also, of course, I'm gonna repeat myself about the card mechanic. I liked it.
Okay.
So for me, I wrote the funny moments because there were many funny moments in at least the last time I played it. I also had an organizer role to play in this event where the LARP was played. So I wrote also the complete transformation of the game because I played a very early version of the game and then I played the final version of the game and it's a completely different game.
Yeah,
So that stayed with
different
me, from behind the scenes kind of thing.
I think you shared the same experience with Anya Lotte because you were the two people who played the very early version. I'm sorry, the very early version, and then this latest version.
Yeah. And then the third thing I wrote is LARP is gonna LARP. Yeah, you already kind of said that you may be designing meticulously all the aspects you can think of for your LARP. And then, since it's very much character driven, People are going to do something you never expect. They're going to drive the plot in a completely different direction. They're going to reveal something that you never even thought of as part of the mechanics or whatever.
I could manage to fix it in my Amnesia LARP, because the very first version was like, I intended it as a horror game, but it turned out a dramatic comedy with some horror elements. Because of the things. But now I transformed that game entirely. That was my very first chamber LARP. And you played it. Like, I didn't expect anything like very unexpected to happen, because the mechanics just kept them like,
So
box.
let's show the filled-in passport here. Yay!
Yeah.
So this is it. We just filled a 2-page description of a LARP that we all played that Vivi designed.
Yay!
So that's the whole process took what, like less than half an hour, and it really helps. Now when we look at our LARP passports years later, it will bring so many good memories.
And but one thing is missing though. I really want Vivi's signature here, or a sticker of your brand. Yeah. So that's when I'm gonna know it's complete.
Yeah.
But joke aside, this was very enjoyable to do it in a circle with friends like this. So I can't wait, and I really hope that I'm gonna have a few people who are gonna be supporting the LARP passport from the Swedish LARP as well, so we can fill it out together after the game. Because it's sort of the briefing as well, and it's a sweet memory. And if you ever run out of space because there were so many cool moments, lucky for you, at the very end towards middle thing, there is also like empty pages for writing and sketching.
Yes.
Did you not see it, Antonis? It's right here.
No, I just see it. Yeah.
Also, really like the introduction part.
Woo!
You also put your actual photo or like
What?
Wow.
I just like put a
That's an
photo
actual passport photo.
with some stuff on it. Yeah.
I still have to put some stuff there.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make an actual passport photo in full LARP costume with my dark elf costume.
Oh,
and
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes, please do it.
All right. So that was fun. Make sure everybody to go to Back Your Kit and get your LARP passport before the campaign is over. Although, as we announced, we're extending it a little bit, so you have a little bit more time right now.
Yes. So please, if someone wants to share this into their community, please help us. You can always reach out to us. We are very happy to respond, give you material for sharing, or even cooperate in a way. So we're even, maybe next week's stream. Who knows? Not us.
The final words. Final words from our guest, and then we close the stream.
Cricket. No, Vivi, thank you for joining us. It was lovely to have you here, and it was very enjoyable to share about the game you've designed. I hope you also got some perspective out of it.
Yeah, a lot. Thank you. So yeah, it was absolutely lovely. I learned a lot more about my LARPs from my players' perspective, as I mentioned it before, that I haven't right after the game, which is a very affirmative and very nice feedback that what I'm doing is worth doing. Wow, that's so cool. Okay. So I shouldn't quit designing LARPs.
No.
Oh?
No.
Okay.
It's
okay.
It's a cool thing to do. All right. Thank you all very much. Go get your passport and see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bunny Butt says bye-bye.
Bye-bye.